My name is Barry Zeigler, and the railroad is basically a Pensy theme. I'm sort of a SPF, a slobbering Pensy fan. And so Don Sweet being here, he's from the New England area, so we have both Pennsylvania and New England.
And does your railroad have a name?
It doesn't really have a name, no. Actually, we started out, I wanted a pawn, and my daughter got us a pawn for our anniversary. And so when I put the pond in, I wanted to put a waterfall in, and I wanted to put the railroad underneath the waterfall and around, and I didn't really have the money to get started at the time. So I said, well, we'll wait a couple years. So we waited a couple of years, and I got to be 60 years old, and I said to my wife, I said, you know, we're going to put the pond in the tunnel, and I'll just put a circle of track around, and then we'll go from there. And so we did that at the beginning of the summer, and by the end of the summer, it pretty much looked like it does now, with few exceptions. And then we just, from that point on, just sort of put a few extra switches in here and there, and extended the shed and things like that. Basically, it was this design from the word go, and it just got there a long time before I thought it was going to. The things that I did want to do when I started this was I did not want any electricity out here. I wanted battery power, and I wanted air operated switches, and the both of them have worked out really well for me.
How many feet of track do you think there are here?
There's over 800 foot. We have a 2% elevation right here with 3 curves on it, and so when we get, we have between Don and I, we have a 28-car stack train and 2 -9s, and it puts quite a bind on it when it's coming up here. Matter of fact, we had to talk to Sam at KD because we were stretching the couplers out on the engines. So Sam said he was going to modify the knuckle a little bit, make it just a little bit heavier, so that it would take that.
Are the buildings scratch built, or?
Some of them are, and some of them are kits. The building that I have there was a scratch built building, and I did that first, and that's what has the switches in. I have all air operated switches, and this building was a gift. The guy was going to throw it away, and I said, well, don't do that, I'll take that. So I took that from him, and the rest of them are a couple of kits and couple of Aristocraft and a scratch built station there.
So how long did it take you to build this?
Well, the railroad's 4 years old, and when I started the railroad, I actually did this back to the end of the shed. but I thought that was going to be enough. Well, it obviously wasn't, so I had to put extensions on it. And then I never intended to go in the top either. But then we got to a point where we still didn't have, when Don came in here, then we still didn't have any room, and I wanted to get these engines out of the house, off of my wife's counter. I mean, she's very tolerant after 34 years, but I know she would like to have her counter back, so.
How long is that longest extension that goes all the way to the back?
Well, it's 24 feet. So this is actually 18, and then there's another 24 foot out there.
So you've got 100 feet of track just in the extension.
Oh yeah. So there's a pretty good train sitting in there. Air against them, they push the switch. When you release the air, there's a 5-pound spring in there that pulls it back. And so the switch is always straight through when it's at rest.